Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the NCD Dental and Vision Basic Training. We are going to be recording this today for those of you that decide to watch this in the future and get signed up with Advocate in order to represent the NCD Dental and Vision products. My name is Jamison Keller. I am the Vice President of Strategic Development with NCD. Welcome. Really happy everybody's here. We're going to spend about the next hour going through and we're going to talk about the NCD Dental and Vision products underwritten through Nationwide. Who is NCD? Why you should care about dental and vision, what the products are, how to sell these things, some details that you need to know, all that fun stuff. So at the end of this, you can walk away ready to sell that NCD product to your client, make a whole bunch of money, as well as you have, if you haven't already, you've got the opportunity to go and quickly get contracted through Advocate Financial. All right. So with that, first off, thank you, Glenn, for putting this all together. Really appreciate that you brought everybody together for us. Let's get started. NCD exists to improve lives by driving better health, exceptional experience, and spreading a smile. This is the vision statement of NCD. And I bring it up specifically because there's a lot of companies out there that have vision statements and they take them off the shelf once a year, dust them off and say, that looks nice, and then put them back and they don't actually live up to them. It's really difficult, especially in the ancillary world, to find a carrier that actually cares, that knows how to partner with agents, that knows how to partner with clients, and creates an experience that you actually are proud of representing to your clients. So this is why I bring it up, is NCD is extremely mission focused and vision focused. We live by this. We existed for a number of years before we actually even developed our vision statement. And we built it not just on where we want to be, but where we are today as well, and what we continue to strive to focus on. And that's really that experience and creating positivity with these clients. So you're going to find that with the NCD products, you have a better experience, you have a better time with your clients than you should with any of the other products that are out there. So I hear it all the time. Is it really worth my time? Should I really care about another dental and vision plan? I hear things like, I don't understand how to sell it. They take too long to sell. Customers don't ask for it. Commissions are a waste of my time, and it's not my focus. All right, I'm here to tell you that yes, it is worth your time, and here's why. First off, it's a very quick sales process and a very simple enrollment engine. You can take a client from, hey, do you have 5 minutes for me to tell you about my best dental plan, to your ID cards will be showing up in the mail within the next 10 days. You can do that in 5 or 10 minutes. All right. Now, 5 or 10 minutes may seem like a decent amount of time of your day. You're going to be rewarded very, very handsomely for it, unlike other plans that are in the market. So very fast sales process, very fast enrollment engine. Now, in the insurance world, there's two types of value. All right. There's the type of value where you pay your premiums and you hope to never look at that product again. You're buying peace of mind. All right. These are going to be things like your homeowner's insurance, your car insurance. You hope to pay your premiums and not actually touch that benefit. Because if you touch the benefit, it means that you had a bad day. Your house burned down, you had a flood, you got in a car wreck, something along those lines. On the other end of the value spectrum, you're going to find the type of insurance where you pay your premium and you're actually hoping to get more out of that premium and more out of that benefit than ultimately what you put in. These are going to be things like your health insurance or your dental insurance. All right, with NCD, we've got a phenomenal benefit where you put in less than $1,000 a year in premium and you get $5,000 in hard benefits. And I can actually probably make the case that there's more than $5,000 in total benefits, but you get $5,000 in hard benefits for less than $1,000 a year. So that's more than a 5-to-1 value ratio. That's a fantastic value that your clients can achieve from setting up themselves up with the NCD dental and or vision plan. Now, most of the time in the dental world, the commissions don't really move the needle. All right. Somebody's going to pay you a halfway decent commission up front, somewhere between 10 and 25% year one. And what do you make on those trails? You make 0, 1, maybe 2%. You're not making anything. I just got a commission check from another insurance carrier since I was a broker, many years ago. I've got one client left on that carrier. My commission check is 60 cents. All right. That is a waste of my time, and it's a waste of the paper and postage that they use to send that to me. All right. NCD offers the best long-term commissions in the business by a mile. All right. Not only do we offer the best commission, but we're also providing you the best service. And so it stays on the books and you don't have to deal with it year after year after year. Think prescription drug plans. All right. So with NCD, we pay a street level commission of 21% every single year for the life of the policy. All right. 21% every time that person makes a premium payment, you're getting paid a commission. So at our average commission average premium of $79. All right, 21% is $16.59 times 12 months. You're making almost $200 a year to sell a dental plan. That's for our most popular dental plan, by the way. So $200 a year. Think about that for a minute. Your renewals in the Medicare Advantage space, you're getting paid $300. All right, in most states. You might get that really nice $600 check if you find somebody who's new to Medicare, but in general, you're getting $300. So how would you like to take your Medicare business and get 66% more? All right, just for adding a dental policy to the people that you're already working with. Take 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, sell them a dental plan, get a 66% raise. I know that personally, if I could get a 66% raise on the business that I was doing, I would do anything to get that because that would be a huge amount of money. Same thing here. All right. Every client you talk to, hey, do you have 5 minutes for me to tell you about my best dental plan? All right. You're going to walk away with a lot more money in your pocket. All right. We also create what's called lifetime enterprise value. If you are ever looking to sell your agency, sell your book of business, or you're looking to retire and just live off of your renewal stream, the single most important thing that you can do is create what's called lifetime enterprise value, or just enterprise value. What that effectively means is something that is paying you renewal commissions at a really decent clip. So Medicare Advantage and prescription drug, so not so much prescription drugs, but really Medicare Advantage and a lot of supplements provide this to you. You get those really nice renewals. So if you're like, you know what, I'm done. I'm just going to certify every year. I'm going to collect my check. All right. Then you're still going to be able to live off of that. If you ever want to sell your book of business or sell your agency, what those buyers are looking for is that reoccurring revenue. All right. I've purchased a number of agencies in my day, sold my own agency. Recurring revenue is the single most important thing. So if you're, say, a final expense seller, all right, you make those really big commissions up front, but you get tiny little trails, it's not going to be worth a whole heck of a lot when you ultimately go to sell it because they base your multiplier off of that recurring revenue. So with NCD, you actually get to create a really nice lifetime enterprise value revenue stream in order to both live off of and or sell in the future that makes your business far more valuable. All right. And you can do all of this without underwriting, without specialized quoting. We make it extremely simple for you. All right. We're going to show you that here in a little bit. Now, ancillary sales typically follow a 12-to-1 ratio to the health or Medicare business that you sell, meaning for every health policy you sell, for every 12 health policies you sell, one person is going to ask you about dental. All right. Or one person is going to buy dental. These are products that are sold more than they're bought, meaning you have to bring it up. All right. People aren't necessarily thinking about dental when they're talking to you. They're thinking about what's the biggest risk that I have today. And that's going to usually be their health insurance. And that's totally what they're focused on. Usually by the end of the conversation, they're already drained. They're not thinking about what else do I need to ask about. Our job as insurance agents is to ensure that we're bringing those things up to our client to ensure a completely round picture for your client so that they're completely taken care of on all fronts. All right. They're not missing anything. They don't have gaps in their coverage. And a massive gap in most people's coverage is dental insurance and is vision insurance. All right. The stuff that comes with Medicare Advantage, oftentimes not enough. People don't use it. Not good enough benefits. The networks are terrible. Or people just don't have it, or they're leaving an employer and they're losing their dental insurance. All right. It's very important to remember that dental is a huge part of the overall health picture. All right. If they don't think about adding dental, if they don't put dental on, they're actually putting their overall health at risk. So as an insurance agent, remember, you have to ask your clients. Okay. It is your job to ask your clients. And it's really, really simple. All right. Finish that health sale, finish that Medicare sale, and then ask, do you have 5 minutes for me to tell you about my best dental plan? All right. Or ask the person, so when, since they're T65, say, so when you leave your employer, are you going to keep that dental insurance? And they're going to either say, well, I don't have dental insurance through my employer, Or they're going to say, well, no, as soon as I retire, they're canceling that coverage. And that opens up the door right there to say, well, let's get you taken care of them. Let's get you set up with a dental plan. Who's your dentist? All right, so you can go look it up. Make it really easy for them. Now, a lot of times when you're talking to clients, if they don't have dental insurance today, all right, the objection you're going to get is not what you're going to expect. You would normally expect, oh, the price is too high. My dentist isn't in the network. I'll self-insure, whatever. Those aren't actually the objections that people have if you dig into a little bit. Those oftentimes come up and they're masking the real objection, which is ultimately that people are afraid to go to the dentist, either because they're afraid that it's going to hurt or because they haven't seen a dentist in several years and they are ashamed of having not taken care of their teeth. Now, what people fail to remember is that dentists are nothing more than another healthcare provider. And when was the last time you walked into your primary care doctor's office and they greeted you by saying, "Hey, Tubby, how you doing? Looks like you've been, chowing down on those cheeseburgers and pizza again. All right. Did you gain that COVID-19, or should I call it the COVID-40 at this point?" All right. People aren't making fun of you and judging you when you walk into a doctor's office. Same thing as with the dentist. They don't walk in, they're like, "Oh man, those teeth are green. That's really gross." And they're going to give you hell for it. Their job is to identify, where are you today? Where do you need to get, and build a plan to help you get there. All right. So people don't need to feel ashamed when they haven't taken care of their teeth. There's no better time to start than today. All right. And if these people don't have a dentist anymore, which most people don't, it actually makes your life even easier, because then you don't have to worry about the network question. But remind these clients that regardless of where they're at with their oral health today, if they're at all concerned about their physical health, then they need to put a dental plan in place and start down that path towards better oral health, because there is a direct connection between oral health and physical health. The bacteria that are in your gums, the bacteria that are on your teeth, the tooth decay, the things that go in your mouth or are already in your mouth ultimately end up in your bloodstream, either because you swallow it or because the mucous membranes in your mouth are so thin that it easily crosses that barrier and gets in your bloodstream. There's a direct correlation between the plaque on your teeth and heart disease. All right, so help your clients understand that it's going to be okay. You need to focus on oral health in addition to your physical health, because it's all connected, and we're going to help you get to where you need to get to. It's that simple. So let's talk a little bit about product and why we're here today. We do have a differentiated product. We have some of the strongest benefits available on the individual market with a $5,000 annual maximum. And we've got some really exciting news coming here in the next few weeks. So once you contract, watch your email. You're going to see even better stuff coming out of the market here real soon. We have the industry's simplest takeover policy, which is the waiting period waiver. We do have a waiting period on our major services, like 99.9% of the dental plans that are out there. All right. If somebody says we don't have a waiting period, you get 10% coverage year one. Guess what? That's still a waiting period. Okay. We allow you to waive that waiting period with prior coverage. We'll talk about those details here near the end. I want to back up real fast to the annual maximums. And I bring up $5,000. The average client in this nation has $1,000 worth of dental. Okay, $1,000, that's it. Now, that was enough dental barely about 30 years ago. All right, it's not enough today. And the reason for this is because dental prices have gone up, but employers haven't been adding to the dental insurance and the dental benefit for years. And so while dental prices are going up, people are used to having this $1,000 benefit, and it's just generally not enough, especially as we age. The minimum today, all right, for most people is $3,000. And as you age, as you get closer to 65 and beyond, all right, it actually goes up even higher than that. That's why our most popular plan is our $5,000 plan. So don't sell somebody a plan that has too little coverage. You're not actually protecting them. You're just earning a commission to get them a little bit of coverage. Let's get them actually covered. Our products don't have graded benefits. We built this product set on the basis of simplicity. What you see is what you get. It's not like year one is this and year two is that and year three is that. We've made it very easy. This way you can describe the product to your client either in person or over the phone without needing charts, without needing graphs, without needing documents in front of them. You can literally have a conversation with the client over the phone, all right, and sign them up over the phone without the need for those visual aids. We've made it very, very simple for you. And then last but not least, this product has amazing national brand equity. Now, you maybe look at that NCD logo saying, Jameson, that's a fantastic logo. And you guys did a really great job when you redesigned it earlier this year. but I know who you are since I'm in the insurance business, but my clients are going to have no idea who NCD is. You don't have brand equity, and you wouldn't be wrong there, but that's not the brand that I'm talking about. I'm actually talking about the Nationwide brand. All right, Nationwide is our underwriter for this product set. So these are the NCD Nationwide plans. Nationwide, like Peyton Manning, the mascot, or Nationwide is on your side, that jingle. All right, people know this brand. In fact, that jingle has recently been rated as the most recognizable jingle in the entire world. All right, which surprises me. I'm shocked that it beat out McDonald's, frankly. All right, but people know Nationwide. It's one of the largest insurance companies in the nation. It is, the most recognizable jingle in the world. People know Peyton. People know Brad Paisley. Let's see if Brad will sing that jingle to us here. Is this going to work? Oh, it's not going to work for me today. Okay, that means I'm going to have to sing it. And that's okay, because here's the deal. When you talk to your clients, all right, sing the jingle. We've actually found from our most successful agents that those that sing the jingle make more sales than those that don't. All right. So if you talk to your client and you say, yeah, this is a dental plan through Nationwide, like, Nationwide is on your side, you're going to sound like an idiot for 3 seconds, like I just did. But you're going to sound like an idiot with $200 in their pocket at the end of the day, instead of the guy that didn't sing it. All right. And walks away without a sale. What's that old adage? Successful people do what other people are afraid to do. All right. Don't be afraid to sing the song. So, Nationwide's a huge brand for our dental. VSP is our brand for our vision. If you've ever had group vision insurance before, you know VSP. All right, VSP is the largest name in the game. They do everything from the providers to the lens manufacturers to the frames manufacturers. These guys are huge, and because they have that entire stacked kind of infrastructure, they bring a lot of value ultimately to the table and lower the costs for your clients across the board. So VSP is a huge brand that people know as well in the vision space. So we are the most broker-friendly, broker-centric plan out there, period. All right, nobody touches me on commissions. Nobody touches me on agent support. Nobody touches me on member care. All right, we are by far the best in all of these arenas. When I came to this company in September, the CEO said, Jameson, I want you to make us the most broker-friendly plan out there. And so we did. All right. One of the first things that we did was we increased our agent support team, and we changed the way that they were compensated. We made sure that we trained them in a way that they know that the single most important person to them is you as the agent. And as a company overall, we made the decision that there are two people that are the single most important people to us as a company. One is the client, and the other one is the agent. All right, we can't do this without you. We don't sell these plans. We don't have an internal sales force that's selling these. We sell everything through our external distribution partners like you guys. And so we built these plans based on simplicity to make your life easy. We made sure that you have a phenomenal agent support department. I like to say we have support with a smile because I love dad jokes, and that's a great pun for a dental company. All right, but in reality, it's true. If you call us, all right, we're going to answer that phone in under 30 seconds. Usually we're answering that in 18 seconds. All right, if you email us, you're going to get a response within 2 hours. And I've recently asked my team to cut all of these numbers in half. I want that phone answered in less than 15 seconds. I want those emails answered in an hour or less. All right, we want to make sure that you get the support that you need, so that if you have a need, you have an idea, you have a question, or God forbid you have a problem, you can get that solved. You don't have to spend all day talking on the phone to someone who doesn't know what they're talking about, who wants to argue with you after making you sit on hold forever. Have you called some of these agent support departments at some of these Medicare carriers recently? Make you want to pull your hair out. All right, there's a reason my beard is gray now, is because I've dealt with that for 5 or 6 years running an FMO. All right, we don't want that to happen. And so we get raving reviews of our agent support department, and we're continuing to grow it to make sure that you guys get what you need. We pay extremely strong commissions. Like I mentioned earlier, no one else out there is paying level commissions at the level we are. 21% for life every single month. That's fantastic. All right, you can build up that lifetime enterprise value. We're paying commissions out weekly for new business and monthly for renewal business. We pay this out accurately. I almost never deal with issues where people are saying we didn't get paid right. And a lot of that also comes down to we're providing you your commission statements in Excel, so you can easily audit what it is that you, what it is that you got paid, what it is that you were where your current clients are. You can import it into, agency block or whatever system that you're using, rather than providing you a PDF commission statement, which you're not going to get, an easy way to kind of manipulate that data and do your accounting. We've tried to make it as easy as possible. In addition to that, we've provided you live reporting through your agent portal. So you can log in 24 hours a day to your agent portal and see all of your business. You can see what status they're at. You can see what the, whether they're paid up, whether they're still there. You can download your book of business. Made it really, really simple for you. Now, part of that simplicity, part of that agent support comes down with product simplicity overall. We want you to be able to talk about this product over the phone. We want you to be able to easily rattle off what the premiums are so that when you're having a conversation with somebody, you don't have to spend 5 minutes looking things up. Make it simple, simple, simple. So that starts with flat national pricing. All right. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or you're 110. It doesn't matter if you're a male or a female, smoker or non, a dog person or a cat person, if you have diabetes or perfect health. It does not matter. It is the same price everywhere you go. All right. If you sell in more than one state, that's extremely valuable to you. If you sell in more than one county or zip code, that's extremely valuable to you. We've ultimately made it so that it's really, really simple. We also have what we call our good, better, best pricing strategy. This means we've taken a single dental product and we've built it out so that it's 3 different products. So it's a single set of benefits with a different premium and maximum to make 3 products. All right, a $1,500, a $3,000, a $5,000 plan, all the same benefits, just different pricing on those. We've made that frictionless takeover policy. We've made it so that if you want to get that waiting period waiver, it's very, very easy. All right, it's a couple of questions on the application. You don't have to go chase down a whole bunch of paperwork before you can submit that application. All right, we've made it super simple to market and sell. Simple, simple, simple is the mantra here, because that's another benefit to you. We know that dental isn't your primary product. We know that if it's not easy, you're not going to pull it out of the bag. All right, so therefore, we're trying to make it as easy as possible for you to make that extra money and take care of your clients in the process. Now, taking care of clients is another important thing. We understand and recognize something that I would venture to guess 99.99% of carriers don't understand. All right. And that is, these are not our clients. These are your clients. All right. You have put them with us on a temporary basis in order to take care of them. But you had a relationship with that client before we did, and you will have a relationship with them after we do. All right. Because as much as I would love to say it, they're never going to stay with me forever. All right. And so you're going to have that relationship the longest. These are your clients that you have delegated your authority to us as the carrier partner to take care of them and provide them with a great experience. And so we do that. We understand that our job is to keep your customers happy. All right. And so we do that by providing a world-class member experience. It starts with making sure that we have very positive employees. All right. Our call center is based out of Dallas, Texas. And so you might get a little bit of that North Texas accent, but you're not dealing with the Filipino accent or the Indian accent or some of these other overseas, which there's nothing wrong with these folks or these call centers, but sometimes, especially as we age, it's harder to hear through those accents, and it makes people a little more uncomfortable because they don't know what the person is saying. So we've got our US-based customer service center of extremely positive employees. We provide them with an uplifting culture. And what I mean by that is if you go to a call center, all right, say for Comcast, all right, it's not a happy environment. These people are constantly getting beat down, constantly being held to KPIs that are unachievable. All right. And they really, you talk to these folks on the phone and they sound like they're really ready to quit after the next phone call because it's just stressful for them. All right. We've built ours in a different way. We've said, look, we don't care how long you're on the phone with the client. You don't have to be off in 25 seconds, and you're not going to get fired if you're off in 5 minutes. All right. We want you to spend the time on the phone with that client to ensure that that client feels taken care of, to ensure that that client is smiling, to ensure that that client's call is resolved on the first phone call, to build relationship with them. You know, being where most of our clients are over the age of 65, we know that sometimes we may be the only adult person that client has spoken with all day. And so they build a relationship with them. They make sure that it's that kind of USAA level of customer service. All right, we don't want to transfer them around if we can. We also provide them with a fantastic fulfillment when they first come on board with us. So if you give us an email, they're going to get the legal docs via email. If not, then we're going to mail them out, but they're always going to be accompanied with a glossy brochure that welcomes them to the plan. All right, even if it's email, we're going to mail this out. It welcomes them to the plan, tells them how to get service, how to find a doctor, how to access care. They get a hard ID card similar to that of a credit card that they can stick in their wallet, in addition to the option for a digital card. All right, but they always have that hard ID card. We want them to know and feel like they just bought something of value. All right, instead of just getting that 8.5 by 11 black and white document that looks like you're being subpoenaed to court. All right, that's not a great experience. We want them to have a great experience. For over 50% of our clients, we're continuing to raise this. We're doing welcome calls. All right, this means that when somebody comes on board, we're reaching out, making sure they understand their benefits, making sure that they have a dentist. If they need help booking their first appointment or finding a dentist, we can do that. Ultimately, we have found that people who get these welcome calls have higher member satisfaction and stay with the plan longer, so better retention. And better retention ultimately means more broker revenue. All right, it means more money in your pocket for a longer period of time. And so we're investing heavily in our member care department and in our welcome call department so that people have great retention. By the way, I don't know if you know this or not, but in the ancillary world, it is normal to have 10 to 15-minute hold times to talk to somebody. All right, they don't put money or time or resources into their customer service departments because it's not federally regulated and they don't care. This is the norm that people are used to. We answer 100% of our phone calls in less than 30 seconds for our customers as well. We've got 80 people on our member care team based out of Dallas and continuing to grow because we want to make sure that they have top level service, that they're not waiting on the phone and that they're happy at the end of the day. All right, so our job is to make sure that you look good. All right, when you recommend a product, you're putting your name on the line. All right, our job is to make sure that we live up to the promises that you've made to that client. So let's talk about where NCD is. All right, if you look at this map, everywhere that's blue, we have both a dental and a vision plan available. That's 41 states plus Washington, D.C. Everywhere that's gray, we also have vision available, just no dental. So the blue plus the gray is 47 states plus DC. And then there's only 3 states we don't have a product in: Washington, South Dakota, and Hawaii. So if you look at this, you should be able to sell this in most areas of the country. And it's this, remember, it's the same rate in every state. So if you're in California, Florida, Texas, Kansas, Missouri, Ohio, Indiana, Nevada, it doesn't matter. It's the same price for your client. We've made it very simple. There is one exception to that, and that is on the vision plan. When we talk about Oregon, Florida, and New York are ever so slightly different. Oregon has the different premium, but the benefits are ever so slightly different in those states. We'll talk about what that looks like here in just a second. But in general, we've made it easy. You can sell in most places. By the way, they only have to live in the state that we are in. They can still use the network across the entire country. So if they live in Florida and then they travel to Indiana in the summertime, or they live in Indiana and travel to Florida in the wintertime, it's okay. They don't have to pick a doctor like an HMO. They can go back and forth. They can, if they live in Indiana and they move to they travel to Montana, no big deal. We have dentists in Montana as well, or in South Dakota, or in Washington. They just can't live in one of those non-cell states, as we call them. So we make it really, really easy for you. So let's talk about premiums. All right, we have 3 different products. Remember, it's all the same benefits. It's just 3 different benefit levels. So $1,500, a $3,000, and a $5,000 plan at $57, $72, and $82 respectively. Those prices include the $3 association fee, and we'll talk about the National Small Business Association, why that matters here in a couple of slides. All right, but you may be looking at these saying $57, $72, and $82. That's a little higher than some of the competitors that are out there. And you're not wrong. We're a little bit higher than some of our competition. All right, a lot of our competition is only selling $2,000 dental plans or $2,500 dental plans. Not enough coverage overall. All right, but there's also another very important factor to consider. And that is, these are what I like to call what you see is what you get plans. These plans work as advertised when you go to the dentist office. There's a lot of dental plans out there, and a lot of them hide a lot of restrictions and gotchas built into the plan, so that when you're it looks good up front, it's got a lower premium, but then when you go to the dentist, it doesn't actually pay out, or it doesn't pay out as much as it should pay out, or the client's not happy because it's not what you see is what you get. It didn't work as advertised. And so we didn't build these as a marketing tool. We built these as a way so that they work as advertised and the client is ultimately happy at the end of the day, which is why we're at 4.8 stars on Google reviews with our benefits. All right. So the prices may seem a little bit higher up front. That's because there's the better value in the plan and they work as advertised. I think you'd rather have your client pay a little more and stay on board for a long time, all right, versus pay less and then leave after 2 months because it doesn't work. So let's talk about what these benefits look like. All three plans have the same benefit package. All right, really, really simple. It's the standard type deductible of $50 for basic and major services per person, or up to $150 per family, no deductible for preventive services. These are what we call 180/50 plans, meaning your preventive care is covered at 100%, your basic at 80%, your major services at 50%. So your preventive care, this is from day one, no waiting period, no deductible. These are your 2 cleanings, your 2 exams, and your bite wing x-rays every single year, covered 100%. Your basic care, no waiting period, subject to the $50 deductible. These are going to be things like your simple extractions, your fillings, your panoramic x-rays. Those are covered at 80%. And then the last stuff, that's your major care. This is all the stuff you don't want to get done. This is all the stuff that hurts. They pull out those big giant needles or drills and they start pounding away inside your face. All right, this is covered at 50%. It's subject to both the deductible and the waiting period. Remember, we can waive that waiting period with prior coverage. We'll talk about that here in a few slides. All right, but covered at 50%. These are going to be things like your root canals, your crowns, your dentures, your inlays, your implants. All right, so all that big major stuff. Now, let's talk about a couple things that are important here. Number one, implants and prosthetics. When I say prosthetics, I'm talking about implants, bridges, dentures. All right, these are all subject to a missing tooth clause, which I haven't found a dental plan that doesn't have this yet, so this is normal. All right, but a missing tooth clause. That essentially means if we don't extract something while they're on the plan with us, we don't pull out a broken off tooth, a rotten tooth, that tooth is decayed or broken below the gum line, we got to extract the roots. If we don't pull something out, we're not going to pay for the prosthetic. We're not going to pay for something to go in its place, all right, such as an implant. Now, if somebody has a tooth pulled and then an implant in that spot, we're going to pay for all 4 parts of the implant. That's the bone graft, because typically they've got enough decay that their bone is actually worn away. So that's the bone graft, the titanium screw, the abutment, and the cap. All right. A lot of carriers that say they cover implants are only really talking about the cap. All right. They're not talking about the whole thing. So we cover the whole thing. If they have dentures already, we can't, and they need to be replaced or repaired, we can do that. But everything is subject to that missing tooth clause. Very important to know, because we don't want somebody showing up with no teeth, signing up because there's implants, and then they don't get what it is that was promised to them because their agent didn't understand it. So next thing I want to talk about is these percentages and what they're based on, because this is something that I have found in my nearly 20 years in the Medicare business that most Medicare agents don't understand. All right. And that is 50% of what? All right. Or 80% of what? So these are PPO plans. You can go in and outside the network. All right. By the way, if you have questions along the way, there's a Q&A section of your toolbar. You should be able to click on and start typing in questions. I'll answer them all at the end here. Feel free to type those as we go. But that percentage, so it's in and out of network benefits. If you go inside the network, all right, that's where you get your best deal. We have what's called a negotiated rate with every one of our dentists that's in network. All right, these negotiated rates are typically 20 to 40% off of billed charges. The official thing is when they go in and negotiate these, they're shooting for 25% off, or an average of 25% off of the 50th percentile in that 3-digit zip code. 50th percentile meaning the average amount in that zip code. Easier way to put this is just wherever you go, it's going to be 20 to 40% off of billed charges, because every dentist charges a little bit different. Every contract is ever so slightly different. So let's talk about what that looks like in practice. All right. There's another dental organization out there. All right. That seems to have every single dentist on the planet in network. If you think dental, you think of this company. And what people fail to realize is that company actually has 2 different networks. They have one network like ours that's got a great discount. All right. And is a smaller network. All right. And then they have the network that includes every dentist and their kid brother. All right. That particular network is the one they're referring to. that network does not require a discount more than 2% off of billed charges. All right. And they still allow balance billing on those particular dentists. So let's see what this looks like. Let's say that you have a major services benefit that you need to go in and get. Maybe it's a crown. And let's say that the average in that area is $1,000, but you don't go to an average dentist. You go to one that's a little bit nicer down the street from your house. All right. That dentist charges $1,100 per procedure. Well, if you're with that other carrier, all right, they're going to take 2% off of that $1,100, equaling out to be approximately $22 off of $1,100. So what is that? $1,078. And then you're going to get your 50% applied. All right. So 50% of $1,078 is $536, if I recall correctly. All right. And so you're going to pay $536 for that particular claim. On the other hand, if you're with NCD, all right, what we're going to do is we're going to look at that and we're going to say, okay, well, the average in the area was $1,000, and then we're going to take 25% off of that. So now we're down to $750. Then we're going to apply that major services co-insurance. So 50% of $750, which is $375. So would you rather pay $536 or $375? Right? The answer is clear. You would most certainly rather pay that lower amount. That is the illustration of why a network discount is so important, and a good network discount is so important, because having those really solid discounts in your network, all right, mean that your client pays less out of pocket, and because that means there's also less going towards the maximum, their dental insurance lasts longer for the year. You're going to burn through your insurance a lot faster if you're putting $536 towards your maximum versus if you're paying $375 towards your maximum. So a network discount and the value of that network discount is a massive part of the value of dental plans that you as the agent get to identify before you are offering plans to your clients. I'm not expecting you're going to share all of this with your client. I would probably say your charges are based on about 20 to 40% off of the billed amount. All right. And then you get your 50% on that. So they understand the value, but trying to explain what I just said, not going to happen. This is for you to evaluate and say, which dental plan am I going to pull out of the bag when I'm talking to my clients? Because you don't need to pull out all of them. You need to pull out one. Now, typically, if you have a fantastic network discount like we do, that means you have a smaller network. All right. And I certainly have a smaller network than 100% of the dentists that are out there. I don't cover all of them, but I actually have a pretty darn big network. All right. This is called the Carrington Maximum Care PPO. It's a stacked network. That's where we take 3 different networks. We squish them all together into one big giant network for your clients. So we take all of the Carrington dentists. We take all of the Dentimax dentists, and Dentimax is the largest leasable network in the nation. And then we take all of the Connections dental dentists. These are the guys that run the service for the U.S. Postal Service. So it brings in a lot of those rural dentists. All right, we squish them all together into one big giant network. They all have that fantastic network discount that we talked about. It doesn't matter which part of the network, whether they're Carrington, Dentimax, or Connection that they're in, all right, or if they're in multiples, as long as they participate in one of those, they're in the network. All right. You can see the whole network by going to ncd.com. You can type in a zip code and it's going to pull up the 100 closest providers. You can type in a name, whatever it may be. It'll always show you a maximum of 100 providers at a time. But you're going to find that there's a ton of dentists in our network. If a dentist works with insurance, most likely they work with the Carrington Maximum Care Plus PPO. Now, here's a little secret. All right. If you were to go to a dentist and say, hey, do you take NCD? They're going to have no idea what you're talking about. If you say, do you take Nationwide? They're going to look at you cross-eyed and say, well, Nationwide insures my building and my car, but we don't take Nationwide. You actually have to ask, do you take the Carrington Maximum Care Plus PPO, or just show your ID card? All right, because all the information is on there. We make it very clear, very, very easy for the dentist to quickly spot. All right, so understand that if you're one of your clients calls their dentist says, hey, what do you think of NCD or Nationwide? They won't have any idea what you're talking about. Best thing you can do is just look up the client's dentist at ncd.com. If they're on that chart, then they're going to be in the network, or show the ID card to the dentist when you show up. Then they're going to know everything that's going on. Super, super simple. Now, this is a PPO plan. You can go outside the network. We are going to pay the same amount outside the network than we pay inside the network. all right, and the dentist will likely balance bill the client. All right, so it is always with any dental plan, not just mine, but with any dental plan, the best thing you can do is stay inside the network. That's how you get the best value. If you go outside the network, you're going to ultimately pay more. All right, you're still going to get something off your bill, but you're ultimately going to pay more because those dentists aren't required to adhere to our network discounts. Now, I mentioned earlier that these are association plans. Association plans are effectively group plans that are sold to individuals. All right. And in order to qualify for one of these plans, you have to be in that association. All right. If you sell the NCD, if you sell the AARP Medicare supplement plan, that's an association plan. In order to buy the Med Sup, you have to be in AARP as a member. Same exact concept. Now, unlike AARP, where you got to send your $13 check off to Washington, D.C. In a separate place, it's a separate application from the Med Sup. We've made this a lot easier. Everyone qualifies for our association, the National Small Business Association. Everyone qualifies. And in order to sign up for it, it's done at the exact same time as the dental enrollment on the same application with the same information and the same billing. We make it really, really simple and easy for you, so you don't have to worry about doing two different applications, sending checks in different places, or whether or not they qualify, because everyone qualifies. So it's important to know, though, or important to bring up, that they're part of the NSBA, and this gives them both, obviously, access to buy the NCD dental plans. It also gives them discounts on hearing aids, medical bill negotiation, vision services discounts, travel discounts, and more, all through the NSBA. We will send them information on this when they sign up, so they know how to get these particular discounts. We will also provide them obviously, you can provide them with the nsba.net link where they can go and learn more directly on the website as well. Super simple. This is $3 per policy per month, not per person per month. So if you sell a family plan, it's still only $3 versus if you sell an individual plan. Now let's talk about the vision plan for a minute. All right. So I mentioned one vision plan. It's really two vision plans because Florida, New York, and Oregon are a little wonky, but they're very similar. So first off, really easy. It's $21 a month for an individual. Gives them one exam per year at a $10 copay, one set of lenses per year at a $25 copay. These are for things like your single visions, your bifocals, your trifocals, your lenticular lenses. If you want lens upgrades, like where they transition from light to dark when you walk outside, anti-scratch, anti-glare, they get some pretty significant discounts off of those services as well. And then they get, every 2 years, they get up to $150 allowance towards frames. All right, so $150 every 2 years. There's other cool stuff that goes with this, such as laser vision correction discounts. There's actually hearing discounts for True Hearing they have access to, and a few other things that we'll send to them in the mail. Now, if you're in Florida, New York, and Oregon, it's ever so slightly different. First and foremost, the exam copay is $15 instead of $10. So one exam per year at a $15 copay. And then the frames benefit is the other thing that's different. It's $120 towards frames every year instead of $150 every 2 years. So they actually get a better frame benefit in these three states. Oregon is $1 more at $22. Otherwise, Florida and New York are the same price as the other states at $21. So very, very simple. Here's what's cool. You can sell them the vision plan and the dental plan and the association membership all in a single application without really much fuss. We make it really easy. It's a single billing for them. Overall, we make it so that you can sell, you can cross-sell, and you can bundle sell to them in a extremely simple manner. And it's the same amount of time, whether you're selling just dental or you're selling dental and vision, to be able to sign that client up. So let's talk about some things you need to know. I mentioned earlier that waiting period waiver, or POPC, proof of prior coverage is what we call it internally. All right. In order to qualify for a waiting period waiver, all right, the prior plan has to be at a minimum of $1,500 coverage. It has to have a minimum of 50% coverage on the major services benefit. We don't care what the percentage is as long as they have preventive and basic. All right. So it's got to be preventive, basic, and major comprehensive benefit with at least 50% on those major services. It has to be a PPO, an EPO, or a rider / optional supplemental benefit on a Medicare Advantage plan. So that means it can't be embedded benefits in an MAPD where they're not paying extra for them, where they're not choosing them at the time of sale. It's just automatically included. It can't be a dental HMO, a scheduled benefit plan, or a discount plan. All right. So if it meets those criteria, and the plan hasn't had more than 1 month gap in coverage, then they're eligible for that waiting period waiver. What we're going to do is we're going to take the number of continuous months they had on their prior coverage, and we're going to take that number and waive it off of their current waiting period. So if they're on their prior coverage for more than a year, they won't have a waiting period on the NCD plan. If they were on their prior coverage for less than a year, say it was 7 months, then we're going to take 7 months off of their 12-month waiting period with us, and they'll only have 5 months remaining. 12 minus 7 equals 5. Very simple. In order to get this, there's 5 questions that you answer on the application. You see those here on the screen. Do you have POPC? Yes. What's the plan name? What's the start date? What's the end date? And then you as an agent are attesting that you believe it meets our criteria. And you can find our full policy on our agent website, which will be up on the screen here in about 2 slides. So just remember, can't have more than a 1 month gap in coverage, got to be comprehensive, $1,500 worth of coverage, 50% on those basic services. Major services. Now, a best practice, by the way, is when you sign that client up, tell them that when they cancel their old plan, they're going to need to obtain a certificate of coverage or a letter of creditable coverage and a summary of benefits, just to mail that out to them. Because if they use their benefit in the first year, we may reach out to them and say, hey, we need proof of that prior coverage. Can you send us that letter of creditable coverage and your summary of benefits so we can verify that you had this prior coverage? Makes it really, really simple. If you have them do that when they cancel their old plan, it's a lot easier than trying to remember who their old plan was, what their ID number was, all that stuff, and trying to get it later. Dental plans don't always have the greatest service like us. They oftentimes are very poor about that. And so it can take, a month or so to send that out. So best practice is to get that from the prior carrier when they cancel their old plan. If they're on a group plan, ask the HR person. So some things you need to know. Number 1, explain the waiting period. All right. We want to ensure that if somebody has a waiting period, they know about it, whether it's full or partial. If they've got it waived, make sure they understand the process. All right. Explain the missing tooth clause. We only insure the teeth that you have in your head at the time of your effective date. It's that simple. All right. If you're already missing a tooth fully in a spot, we're not going to put something in that place. Submit proof of prior coverage on the application. All right. That's an important thing. By the way, it's not shown in the slide, but coordination of benefits doesn't work real well in the dental world. All right. You're not going to see a huge benefit to having 2 different dental plans. And oftentimes you see no benefit. And so don't recommend coordination of benefits in any dental situation. The plan can be effective the first of any month up to 3 months out. It's kind of like the IEP in the Medicare world, where today being August, we can have a September, October, or November 1st start date. And because of that, you get to pick the initial pull date of the premium. Premium always has to be paid at least the day prior to their start date. But if you were to sign somebody up today for, say, a November 1st start date, and you put their premium to pull in the middle of October, you're going to run into a problem. All right. What we have found is that the further out you push the premium date, the higher the likelihood is the client's going to forget that they haven't paid. And if and when their bank reaches out and says, hey, we just got this charge from NCD nationwide, do you recognize this? They're going to say, well, yeah, I recognize that, but I signed up 2 months ago with my favorite agent, Mr. Glenn Witchy, and I must have already paid for this. This has got to be fraud. And then they deny the claim or they deny the charge, and then they don't get their insurance. So what we found is if you put that initial pull date within 7 days of the date that you take the application, all right, so that premium gets pulled out within 7 days, the chances of them becoming effective is over 95%. So if you want to make your commission and you don't want to give up that hard work that you did to earn that, all right, don't push their premium out too far. You get to do premiums based on either automatic withdrawal from their bank account, ACH, or credit card. ACH is better. All right, bottom line, ACH is better. Bank accounts don't expire like credit card numbers do. Bank account numbers don't change as frequently as credit card numbers do. And people forget to update their dental insurance company with credit cards. So if you can get a bank info on there, that's the best. If not, credit card works. And we've got a lot of tools in place to help let you know if there's a payment issue or let the client know if there's a payment issue. We can actually update cards automatically with a lot of the major banks. And so if it does change, sometimes we're made aware of it before the client even tells us. So we've got a lot of tools there. But at the end of the day, if you can get ACH, it's better than credit card. All right, take a screenshot here, pull out your phone, take a picture with your phone, whatever you need to do to remember this information. The three most important pieces of information on this page: the agent support phone number, 844-284-4944. If you need help, talk to us. We'll take care of you. Number two, the agent support email, agentsupport@ncd.com. All right, anything you need, reach out to us. They'll get back to you quickly. Last but not least, go to that website, ncd.com/agents, and bookmark it. It's not linked anywhere else. All right, you're going to find marketing materials that are on here in PDF format that you can insert your own information on them, so that when you print these out and put them out to market, clients call you instead of calling us. You're going to find policy information on there. You're going to find things like the waiting period waiver details are on there, sample welcome kits, all sorts of good stuff. So take a picture of that, take a screenshot, whatever, write this information down. You're going to want it. When I get to questions, I'll come back to this page. Once you contract, everyone's going to get a link that looks like this: oneenrollment.com/your 6-digit agent ID. This is a way that you can enroll people. This is the old enrollment portal. It still works, but it's the old enrollment portal. You're welcome to continue using it. It's sort of agent friendly. It's not client friendly. All right. You can't just send this to a client. They're going to get confused. They will screw something up. All right. What I want to point out, though, is that on this one and our new one, there is no client signature required. You can completely do the application for your client. You don't have to send something off to them that's going to get lost in their spam box. And they have to go and click, where if they don't, you're not going to get paid. That's not how this works. We've made it very, very easy. This is what the new enrollment portal looks like. All right. The new enrollment portal is much cleaner, much more friendly. It's client friendly. So you can actually get a personalized URL. You can put it in your email signature. You can put it on your website. You can email it to clients. You can send something out saying, I've got a great dental plan. Go sign up for the $5,000 plan through Nationwide. Here's my link, and get enrollments. Now, I'll tell you that most of the time, passive enrollments don't actually work. So don't think that you're just going to post this on your website. People are going to flock to you. All right. People need to be kind of sold dental insurance. They need to understand it, because they don't. And so just be aware of that. But you can use the same link that you send out to people. If you go to agent.ncd.com and you enter your 6-digit agent ID and hit submit, it's going to take you to a page that looks exactly like this. Once you're on this page, at the top of the screen where that web address is, that's your new unique URL. Just grab that and bookmark it, save it, do whatever you need to do, and you can forward that out to clients all day long. Otherwise, you just go to that, complete the information on the application in order to sign up. Makes it very easy. We do have Spanish friendly. If anybody needs Spanish documents, everything from pre-sale to post-sale and customer service and agent support, we have Spanish speakers and Spanish translated information for your clients. So made it really, really simple overall for everybody. All right, we're now on to questions. I'm going to go back to this page here because people ask about this a lot. If you have questions, type them in the chat box, type them in the Q&A, do whatever you need to do. And I'm going to go ahead and answer some questions that come in. I've got one in here right now. Do Medicare Advantage plans count as credible coverage? All right, so if it is an embedded benefit, no. If it's a rider or an optional supplemental benefit, yes. Now, let me explain what those are in case you haven't been to insurance school in a while and you forgot what rider means. When you sign somebody up on a Medicare Advantage plan, if it at the end of that enrollment or on the paper enrollment, you don't check a box that says, yes, I want to add that extra dental benefit for $23 a month or $37 a month or whatever it may be, all right, then it doesn't qualify. Those extra things that you can opt in on the application, those optional supplemental benefits or dental benefits that are a rider to the Medicare Advantage plan, those are the ones that qualify. Where it's automatically included, they have to take no action. It's just built into the premium already, all right? Those benefits don't qualify. Those are considered embedded benefits. So it's that simple. If somebody has embedded benefits, it doesn't qualify for prior coverage. If they have optional supplemental benefits or a rider, that can work as well. What other questions do y'all have for me? And Glenn, I think your microphone works if you want to come live, but I don't see any other questions that are in here.
You did a great job. I thought there's a lot of good information in here. The plans are really solid, different levels for different people. Maybe one other question is, how do you add on a spouse or a child to the policy?
So when you're on the application like this, you're going to pick your benefit level, say $5,000. Then right below that, it says member, member plus spouse, member plus kids and family. select which benefit level you want to sign them up for. It'll automatically update the price on the right-hand side there. And then on a future page, when you hit, after you hit begin application, it'll have a spot for you to enter that information on the app. If it is a plus kids or plus family plan, all right, we will allow up to 10 children on the plan. All right. If this could also be grandchildren, if they're legally taken, being taken care of, foster kids, adopted kids, whatever that may be. So we are pretty loose about the definition. Obviously, if they're over the age of 26, not going to fly. If they're not legally responsible for that dependent, not going to fly. But the family structure, because we're in 22 now. If you've got dad, mom, dad, whatever, doesn't really matter. But every individual on the plan has their own maximum benefit. So if you've got mom, dad, and 10 kids on a family plan, so 12 people, that's a $60,000 plan, because every one of those people have their own $5,000 maximum on the plan. All right. And you get paid, it's almost $500 commission on a $5,000 family plan. It's pretty amazing.
Wow.
So if you guys sell in that under 65 space, there's huge opportunity here, because I'll tell you that is an untapped market. What other questions do y'all have for me? I think I put everybody to sleep, Glenn.
It's a long bit of information. We will have links from our website for agents to find out information. This training will also be posted on our website when you guys send it to us. And then I know Latoya is sending me some brochures, so we're going to be taking those around to our road shows and showing this off as well. And any questions people have, yeah, absolutely, you can call my team or Jameson. Latoya is very prompt about getting back to people. This will be a really good partnership. So thank you so much.
If you're not already contracted and you want to get contracted, you can call Advocate. They will get you contracted. Or if you call us to my agent support department, just make sure you mention Advocate so we can ensure that you get into the right hierarchy there. We would prefer that you call Advocate so that they can work it all out. If you have downline agents and you want to work some sort of a deal with Advocate, there is opportunity for overrides as well if you've got those downline agents and agencies. So,
and if you're already contracted with NCD, please let us know. We'll help you transfer that over and be underneath us as well.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Folks, thank you very much for your time today. Glenn, thank you very much for putting this together. I appreciate it. Y'all have a wonderful day, a wonderful rest of your week.